I'm calling to order the May 5th, 2016 Oklahoma City Board of Adjustment meeting. Our first order of business is to receive the minutes of the April 21st, 2016 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to receive the minutes. Register your votes. Kevin? In the absence, we will pause for just a moment and see if we can rectify.
There you go.
Okay, I will call for the vote again. We have a motion and a second to receive the minutes of the last meeting. The minutes are received. Next is continuance or withdrawal request from staff.
I have one request for continuance. Item 1, case 14-213. The applicant requests a continuance to May the 19th.
I move that we continue it.
Is there anybody here who wants to be heard on this item?
Anybody present regarding this case? I hear no one.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to continue case 14213 to May the 19th. Register your vote. That case is continued. Any continuance or withdrawal requests from the public today? Hearing none, we'll proceed to our first case.
Okay, first item for public hearing is number 2, case 14-214. Request for variance to the 15-foot corner and 15-foot interior side building setback in the O2 district, 1500 Southwest 44th Street.
Welcome. Come up, pull the microphone down, and just give us your name and address for the record.
Assuming I'm short.
Okay.
I'm Leslie Dozier, and I'm representing Johnny Ng. It's NG. They have it on there as NA, I believe. And basically, it's just a variance for 5-foot side yard setback on the west. It's a variance. Instead of there being the 15 side yard setback on the east and west, it's just a variance so that he can keep his business. He can have the business going. Thank you for that, because I did not receive that. On the zoning committee required a 15-foot side yard setback on the east and west, and it created hardship because there's only a 5-foot side yard setback on the west and a 7-foot side yard setback on the east.
Questions for the applicant?
It's my understanding that he's going to construct a new building on this property. Is that correct?
It is a residence that's been zoned Office 1, and so it's in development. He's going through development to have it changed into an urgent care and primary care facility, medical facility.
But is it an existing structure, or
Yes,
has he
it is.
removed the old structure and has replaced it with new?
He's going to keep the existing structure
I
and
see.
just make it better.
Is there anyone else present today that wishes to speak on this case?
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the application. Register your vote. Congratulations. You're
Thank
approved.
you.
Thank you.
Item 3, case 14-215. Application for special exception of wind construction to allow 4 above-ground storage tanks at 13700 South Douglas.
Anybody here to speak on this case? Give us your name and address for the record and speak to your application.
Good afternoon. My name is Chisma Bigolu. I'm an engineering training with the City of Oklahoma City, 420 West Main. So this 4 fuel tanks is for a generator. We're installing a brand new generator facility for Draper Water Treatment Plant. In the event of a power loss, we want to be able to sustain electrical power to be able to treat and pump water. Given the zone and the capacity of the fuel tanks, we are required to get a special variance permit for the fuel tanks.
So this is an existing operation?
It is an existing construction project, yes.
Okay. So is this a part of a new project?
Yes, the BT-138 is a project number. It is a generator facility, so it is a new project that's ongoing currently, construction.
Out of curiosity, what would be the alternative to this?
There is no alternative. We have natural gas that we can use to, to feed the generators, but at this point we don't have the capacity or the capability to be able to do that with DEQ. So we do have to use fuel. Another alternative will be to use underground fuel tanks, but that will be extremely, expensive, and the soil characteristics don't require for that at this location.
Now, this is going to meet all the fire department requirements, is that correct?
sorry,
It's
can you
be
repeat that?
subject to fire department inspection,
Oh yes,
is that
yes,
correct?
we did receive our code. We had a code meeting with the fire marshal and company.
And it's going to be fenced and secured, and how will that be?
Well,
Appropriately?
it is. It's actually a 28 by 8 feet, approximately 9 feet tall, still contained, which is actually encased by concrete as well. So it is double contained and safe and secure.
Secondary containment?
Yes, secondary
included?
containment.
Okay.
Primary containment is steel and concrete secondary containment.
Any other comments or questions from board members?
I just have a practical question for
Yes.
JJ. It says that it's been a while since we've seen one of these, so I'm looking for a refresher. We don't have to ensure through the applicant's presentation that each of these conditions for the zoning code, those are still requirements even if the variance is approved, correct?
That's correct.
That's what I thought, okay. If there's no further comment or objection, I'll move for approval.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the application. Register your votes. You are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 4, case 14-217, request of G&S Signs for a variance to the sign regs at 1000 North Lee Avenue.
Good afternoon. Just give us your name and address for the record and speak to your application.
Name is Jim Gleason, G&S Signs, 1019 East Grand, here in Oklahoma City. The main variance request, what we're going to be doing, St. Anthony is going to be, of course, they're building the pavilion everybody's familiar with. We're moving the emergency location from 8th Street. We're going to wrap the block. We're going to be located, the new emergency entrance is going to be located on Walker. On 10th Street is going to be the ambulance entrance. Currently if we go back to the existing location, the ambulance and the emergency are both located at the same entrance. So someone looking for emergency, even if they see an ambulance, they're going to hit basically the same entrance. What the concern was with this new entrance was, since they're moving it clear to the other side of the block, the ambulance is now located on 10th. The main concern with the hospital is that somebody would be pulling into that ambulance entrance thinking it was an emergency and end up having to turn around and go back around the block when they realized it was the wrong entrance. Just those few seconds, they were concerned that it could be an issue in any kind of an emergency. So what we've done here, I know it's a pretty lengthy package. I won't go through all of the details on it, but we need the extra height because we're going to be doing a clearance bar over the ambulance entrance, and 8 foot, we need to exceed at 8 foot because we've got a 13-foot clearance. We've got one sign that needs to be located within the right-of-way. There's a rock wall there, and if we push it back behind the property line, we're not going to be able to get the visibility that we need there. The square footage is not large enough for what we need. Everything that we're taking down, we're going to be installing the same amount, basically, of square footage back at the new location. And then I think that, yeah, and then we can't, the one attached one sign per occupant, we need more visibility. And then the one sign at the very end of the building that's going to have the St. Anthony name, we want everyone to know as soon as they get to the campus that they're at the hospital.
I have a question, JJ. This was reviewed by the Downtown Design Review Committee, is that correct? And staff had recommended that it be approved, is that correct?
Yes.
And did the committee so recommend as well?
Yes.
Judge, I was intrigued by the comment at a couple of different places in the staff report that the zoning of the property does not allow for a proper signage. The staff report identifies the zoning as DTD1 hospital. Is that an accurate description of what the zoning is? And if so, why does it allow for the proper signage?
The DTD1 district allows for signage in accordance with the O2 office district, which is
So there's not a
Very
separate category for hospitals within the DT? Okay, I see.
Other discussion or questions?
I move the approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the application. Register your vote. You are approved.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Did we have a reason why we were continuing case number 14213?
they were going to make some changes to their building, which would affect the site plan.
Okay, thanks.
If there's no other business before this board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I got a motion and a second. Register your vote. We are adjourned.